Hello my crafty friends, how is everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sheree, my channel is Turquoise Dreaming, and I'm here today to do a flip through of this journal. It's a bigger one. I haven't done that many bigger books, but this is the second one in the last couple weeks, so I'm kind of having fun with these. And this one is, well, I will tell you the measurements. So I've got a scrappy tie on here. I added one of these to the Lost Kitten journal that I just listed before this, and the video was just a couple days ago. The flip through video, I added one of these scrappy ties onto it too. And this is not something I made. I had this fabric from like a quilt top or something. You know, it was pieced together like this, little squares and like this. And so I just cut strips of it to make these scrappy ties. I didn't actually sew the pieces together. So, and this one's nice and long because this is a bigger book, so I've got lots of extra here if you wanted to cut a couple pieces off and craft with them. You have plenty to do that. But it is very scrappy, so it's not, you know, perfect in any way. It's just cut from that fabric. So, and let me just show you what I'm talking about. See, it's just not in any way a perfect, you know, piece of, you know, something I made or anything. It's just, you know, what I cut from that fabric. So, but I do like the colors, and I thought it went well with this. So, and you don't even have to keep it with this. If you wanted to use this whole thing for crafting, you can see at this point it really doesn't need a tie closure, but maybe at some point if it gets fatter after, you know, somebody puts all their goodies in here, you might need a little something to hold it together. But this is the book. I just brought this book home a week or so ago, and I just thought it was calling to me because I had the little Lost Kitten book, which was a story about, besides the Lost Kitten, George Washington and Williamsburg, and I thought that was patriotic. And then I found this one right when I was working on that one. I thought, well, how you know, how apropos, because here I have another, you know, found another, you know, I don't think I really even had any kind of patriotic books, or wasn't really planning on making patriotic type journals, but it's kind of like patriotic summer, you know, it could be travel related, whatever direction you want these journals I'm making right now. Most of my journals are that way anyway. You could take them into, you could take this, especially something like this, you can take it and use it as a glue book, or a glue book and a journal, or just a journal. So it's kind of a, you know, can go either way. But anyway, I used this red and white fabric on the spine. I thought that went really well and was really coordinated nice with it. Here's the back. The red stripes and the stars. I just thought this book was so pretty when I found it. Oh, let me tell you the size real quick. Oh, it's got two signatures. I used red beading thread. I have this red beading thread. It's pretty thick, and so I've been using that until I use it up. I'm going to try to use that for binding my journals as much as I can, so I can actually use it, you know what I mean, for something. I didn't, when I got it, I kind of was planning on using it for jewelry, but then I didn't really end up doing that, and I thought, well, this is so strong. I mean, it's like, it's not breakable, you know what I mean? I decided to use it for binding. Anyway, this is 8 and about just a little over 8.5 inches wide, and then it is 11 inches tall. So nice big journal out of this pretty book. Here's all my paper clips. You get a bunch of decorated paper clips with this one sticking out the top there. I have lots of things clipped in. I didn't, since it's kind of can go towards blue book, a glue book, not blue book, the side of things, I clipped a lot of things in instead of gluing things too much. And this spine is also a flexible spine. You can round it if you want to. See, you can kind of mold it if you would like to make it more rounded. So it is flexible. I made it in that way. So let's do a flip through here and see what we have. So I think I don't see, like, I almost don't remember, but I think I put all the pages from the book in here. So I don't see any laying around, so I must have. But I love this. This was the first pages of the book, so I used that first page as as the cover of the first signature, which is right here. And you see, it's that same cool book page. And it's here too, in the front and back cover. This book was in excellent shape. And I will tell you, I think we're going to pass by the copyright here, so I will tell you what it is when we go by. But here's the back cover. So it's the same fun pattern of the people here, the patriotic people. And then as we turn, this is some cool wallpaper I had that looks like, you know, blueprint. I thought that was perfect for this journal. I love the color, and that looks like a blueprint. See, here's the first thing that's clipped in, and this says Once Upon a Time. It's a little piece of ephemera that I thought would look cute if someone wanted to glue it down here. Once upon a time, and you start your story, right? So there you go, right there on that paper clip. It's a little tall, so you're not going to be able to see the paper clips as I go by, but you can see them there. There's a bunch. Anyway, but you'll be able to see you can probably see the whole pages. Let me raise it up just a little bit here. See if I can raise you up a little bit so you can see at least the whole page. There you go. So, this is a goodie pack. Let me go, I thought I might save this as a surprise. It's not like it's a big surprise, but it's just some things that you can decorate with. You can craft with, that type of thing, and there's some things that you can glue down, and kind of glue book related in here too. So, you know, I thought I would save it as a surprise for whoever gets this. But I was wondering what you all thought. Like, do you want to see the goodie pack? Do you want to be surprised? Which would you rather have me show it, or just, you know, put it in as a surprise? So let me know what your opinions are on that. I really don't know. I've always kind of showed them, but I thought, you know, I wouldn't mind being surprised, so maybe you guys wouldn't either. So as we flip over this wallpaper, I put some of that scrappy tie right here and used that as tabs too. So here's a piece sewn on here as a trim. And then this is a little card I have. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Let me move it down a little bit. Yeah, a little card I had. I did glue this down right here. I thought that was fun. A pretty bird page here. Oh, this is not a bird page. I got some, I'm going to be showing you in my Thrifty Thursday, but I brought home some calendars. And this is from a bird calendar I brought home from the thrift store. It looks like a bird from my bird book. I have my bird book still out here too, I think. Or I did have it out. And it has pages just like this beautiful bird pages. And they're about this size too. That's why I forgot. But see, here's the calendar part. So if you're not familiar with how calendars work in a journal, you know how they flip like this up. So one side of it's always going to be upside down. So I wanted this pretty bird side to be upright, and then here's the calendar side that you can glue on or write in the little squares or whatever. Here's a few pieces of ephemera here. So these are from a little ephemera pack I had, and I picked out some red and fun pieces here. Adventure. This is a cute little tag. And then this says family fun. So yeah, I thought, you know, these journals can go so many different ways. I wasn't sure, but like, you know, maybe you're going on vacation. You want to put vacation type, you know, mementos and pictures in here. Maybe you want it to be glue book. Maybe you just want it to be a general everyday journal where you're going to write and put, you know, everyday findings in there. So this is a page from the book. Yeah, I don't see the title page yet. I think it's in here somewhere. Or maybe did I already pass it? Wait a minute, let me make sure I didn't pass it already. Nope, I didn't pass it yet. This is ledger paper. This is some, I have some ledger paper like this that's very wide, you know, like landscape orientation. So that's what this is. A fun piece of ledger paper. This is paper called newsletter here, newsletter paper. And I love how it fits in here, because usually I have to cut it down, and I love how it fit in here just right. And then I hit the other side of that, what that looks like on the back side there, that pattern. And then here I have this is a couple of guest checks. I think I put a couple, well, I'll tell you, I put a couple of these in the goodie pack too. I ruined part of this prize already, didn't I? But yeah, I just put some extra ones in the goodie pack. flashcard. I thought you might get a kick out of this little ant here. You know, for summer, maybe you're going on a picnic and you want to put some things about your picnic in here. Or, you know, Memorial Day cookouts and July 4th cookouts, you know, and you had ants to come to your party. So, here's a page. This is the title page from the book. And here's the copyright. I knew we'd run into it. 1975. It's a 1975 book. And I actually have something to put in here, too. This I just brought home from the thrift store, too, these cards. But I love the red and blue to go with this. And here's the envelope that came with it. This is even a little bit sealed shut. Yeah, you can use it that way. This is how it came to me. So, but you can also say you want to, like, what you can do is wet this, and then you'll be able to open. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but this is how I've done it before when I coffee dyed envelopes. I coffee dyed the envelope, and then this ends up, end up being able to open the flap. And then you let it dry, but just make sure the flap is open when you're letting it dry, and then your envelope will be open if you want it to be. Or you can just slit it open and use it for a pocket or whatever. I've done that too. So let's see. I put my paper clips here so that I can put one here with this. Let me grab a extra paper clip. So I'm going to put this in here somewhere as we go through and find a page with nothing on it. I might have to go through here again and find a page, but let's go on to the next page. So this is a Franken page. I've sewn a scrap of, this is, let's see, this is two different pieces of cardstock. So that you can see this color here. And I have clipped on here with a binder clip. I have lots of things clipped here on this binder clip, so let's just go through it real quick. Piece of calendar page, May 1990, a little calendar page, a remember card with lines you can write on, and it's blank on the back, a tag from, this is a little tag or drilling card I made from a Richard Scarry book. This is a little picture from the Richard Scarry book, and I backed it on some cardstock so it's nice and sturdy, and you can write on that. And then here I put a little, this is from that fabric that I used for the scrappy tie. I cut out 3 hearts and sewed them together, and it's kind of like messy stitching, but I sewed heart shapes around. There's 3 hearts stacked, and then they're all sewn around, or at least two. I guess I see 2, one there and one there, so that they're sewn together. Anyway, I put that on as a pocket, and this was a playing card sent to me by my good friend Maria. It was a playing card, but I put cardstock on the back, so now it's a little tag with writing space. So that is in there, little M&M's playing card. Now turned into a tag. And then this is my binder clip that I have these things clipped on. And on the binder clip on the other side, I had hanging some little pieces that these used to be stickers, and I turned them all into like ephemera, and I just put, you know, cardstock and things like that on the back. This might still be sticker material on a couple of these, so you could probably take these off of here and use them as a sticker if you wanted, but there's a little, like, almost looks like a license plate here. Let's see, what does it say on it? Montana. And then here's a pink airplane. And then a little ticket. So just some little ephemera pieces. And I had those hanging on the other side here. They're all hanging on a bulb pin. So, and hanging on this binder clip there like that. So let me see if I can get it back on here in a reasonable fashion. Alright, there we go. I think I had something like that. Alright, as we move on. Yeah, so that was hanging like that. And the little things were down. Yep. This is from an atlas, a nice page from an atlas. I guess we could put our, just so I make sure I get it in here, our little card here. It looks like a ticket. I thought these were so cute when I found them at the thrift store. And I put one in the Little Lost Kitten too. I told you I add things after the video, right? You might not believe me, but I put one of these in there too. In that journal because I thought they were so cute and I thought it went so well. So I added one to that journal too. Because as of the time I am doing this flip through video, that video hasn't come out yet, so I feel like and it hasn't gone out the door yet, so I can still add things until it goes out the door, right? So atlas page from the book. The pages from the book are really pretty. That's probably George Washington, or here's something about, this is Jonathan McNair, okay, and that probably is George Washington or someone like that. And this is the center of the first signature here. And so this is the back half of that first signature. So there's the pages you've seen. This is a large flower card. This is the envelope it came with. And it's just a blank card that you can write on. You can glue it down somewhere. Whatever you want to make it. You can make it into a pocket, whatever you want to do with writing space inside. Just have fun with it. You see how I left lots of wide open spaces for you to glue on or add your pictures or whatever you want to do. Page from the book. This is that newsletter paper, and these are some envelopes that I made myself. Air mount envelope. It's of course red, white, and blue, so I thought that looked nice in here. And this is the ledger paper, and I add this is a little post-it note, so this is removable, and you can put it wherever you want, write on it, do whatever you want. You can even back it with cardstock if you wanted to make it into like a sturdy drawing card, but it's removable. And here's one of the little tabs from that fabric sewn on. This is the other side of that calendar page, and I put on here a little painting card. So you can actually use this like this and write on the back, or you can these are actually paints that you're supposed to wet with your little paintbrush, get a little water and dip it, and then paint your picture here. So you can have some fun with that however you want to use it. And here's the pretty birds on this side. I put one of my little scrappy belly bands here, or actually it's not little, is it? It's quite tall, but I love it. There's a dragonfly right there. And then under here I put some recipe cards from a book. This is actually all recipes on here, and this is directions. This is actually the title page from the book, so you can cut this up and do whatever you want. 2001, so that's a vintage book. Yeah, cool. Anyway, those are there. There's a little tab here. I put a bunch of fabric tabs in here. That's that wallpaper page from the book. And here we go to the second signature. So this signature is covered with the dust cover that came with, this book actually came with a dust cover. And this is it right here. It's just the same as the cover. See that? I thought that was, I liked being able to use the dust cover. I thought I was going to make it a page, and I thought, oh, it would be so cute if it just was the signature cover. So that's what I did. And on this side, I did want to sturdy it up, so I did that by adding this. I had a scrap of that wallpaper with the blueprint, this is an airplane on here. And made a nice, makes a nice sturdy pocket, plus it strengthens it. This is thick paper, but, I did want to strengthen it and make sure, because it had a couple of rips. Like there was a rip right here, and on the other side under the pocket, I put masking tape over it. So I fixed the rip, but then I also sturdied it up with this wallpaper pocket here. So in here, I have lots of goodies you can journal on and craft with. So this is one of my big index cards that I showed you. This is the one. This is actually a vintage sewing pattern envelope. I cut her out and put this little card together. A big index card. This is a piece of fun little puppy, wrapping paper. Kind of retro looking to me, don't you think? I don't know how old it is. I have no idea, but I love the flowers and little paw prints, so you can have some crafting fun with that. And let's put it this way so you can see the puppies. And then this is a card. This is a snarky card. I love this pretty envelope. It came with these beautiful little flowery envelopes, yellow with little orangey flowers. And it says little inspirations, something there. But some of them are just regular kind of everyday sweet cards, and then some of them are a little snarky. So this one's a little snarky one. Can you be more specific than breathing? It's just dating service counselor. So, but it's blank inside, and actually they have little verses in them too. The Lord will guide you always, Isaiah 58:11. So cute, cute, kind of little snarky, but that is in there for fun. Page from the book. Now this is my ledger that was used, and it has very neatly written numbers and words on here. A few right here, and then I have a turned over piece here that I didn't want to cut off, and I just sewed on a little playing card there. That's called a crooked. If you haven't seen those, crooked playing card, and that is the shape they are. So I sewed that, and because it was red, that's why I put it in here. Looks good with this paper and in this journal in general. And this is a actual little cross-stitch like pamphlet or booklet, and it just was, I thought it was really cool to put in here something different, and it makes for a nice sturdy page. And so you've got this pretty page here, and then you've got the ABCs, some of the ABCs here with rainbow colors, and then page from the book. This is a Franken page in this this signature. Here I have a cluster that I recently made on video with you all. So I put one right there, and then I put several orchid pages in here from my orchid book. So you can craft with those. Like I said, lots of crafty things you can craft with in here, besides things I've made, you know, type of thing. And just very light decorating so that you can put in all your stuff. Wide open space here. Here's a page here. This is a drawing card I made from, this is made from a Berenstain Bears comic book. So I had just taken pieces of the comic book and backed them with some cardstock, this red cardstock. And so you can write on that. You can make it into a tuck spot, pocket, whatever you want to do. But that is in there for fun. I think there's another one in here somewhere. Page from the book. Let's see, I seem to be drifting that way, so let me move back down. And then this is a music paper from a music book, music page, and on here I have several things clipped besides a little tab made from that fabric. This is a game score sheet. And also this is too from another game. And then this is a piece of ephemera. I think this is definitely from an invitation. I don't know if it's from one I put in here, but you're supposed to fill it out. It's my party and I live at blank. This is the date, you know, party information. But I liked it for a piece of ephemera. I didn't. Looks like it's cut out of something, but I don't think I cut it out. But anyway, it makes a nice piece of ephemera. I think that's how I received it. I don't remember cutting that out. I really don't. It just was in my ephemera, so I thought it was cool. The calendar, I put the calendar page in this signature also. Isn't that beautiful? There's a hibiscus there and a pretty bird. Here's the other calendar side. This I had in my stash. As I was going through my cards, I found it, and I must have taken it off a greeting card, but I thought it was so pretty that someone might want to use it. As, you know, and since this book is big enough for it, you could put it on a page and then put something in here, a picture or whatever you want, you know, frame whatever you want, but there it is. And it looks like it's vintage, so I don't know where I got it, but it's really pretty. Probably from one of my own cards that I put away in, you know, my craft stuff from a long ago, you know what I mean? Probably from, because you can tell from the back, it's definitely vintage. It's been around a while. Page from the book. And on here, this is a wallpaper page. We're almost to the center of the second signature, but I have some writing paper that is red and white that I thought, you know, would look nice with this book. You can glue it down or put it in, write on it and put it in a pocket. But several pages of that red and white paper. And then red and white polka dotted paper bag here. And in here I did put some things. I have a flashcard, a large flashcard, and some tickets that say play. I'm sorry, I'm hearing things. I'm home alone, but I'm hearing things. Somebody coming in. I'm like, what's going on? I think it's the ice maker, actually, though. This is a vintage label. Just a second, let me check. No, I think it's the ice maker. Giving me a heart attack. Okay, yeah, I mean, I expect people to come in the house, but it was just kind of weird, kind of noises that I don't usually hear, so I think it's the ice maker. Because the ice maker's not always on, you know what I mean? So a lot of times it's off. So, but we have it on right now. I think somebody used up all the ice, so. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've been there too. The ice maker can freak you out if you're not used to it. Okay, there we go. And then that was that nice blueprint. Is this the blueprint? Oh no, this is another. This is another beautiful piece of wallpaper. It looks like a map. First of all, look at the color. It's kind of a charcoal gray, but like a little hint of blue in it in the background. And then it has like this gold map on it. I thought that was so perfect for this journal. I just loved it as a center page here. So really pretty there. Beautiful wallpaper. And then on the back of this side, I have this little girl, a bookmark, but you can make her into whatever you want. And an orange library card here. I thought they looked good together. Her dress is a little peachy. She has got a smock on and a little dress under there, and it's a little peachy. And I have it on an orange paper clip, so these pieces all coordinate just kind of by happenstance. Except when I put this library card with this, I was like, oh, I gotta keep those together. They look so cute. Page from the book. So we're on the back half of the second signature here. These were sent to me in Happy Mail, and this is called a Scantron. I've never found anything like this at a thrift store. So I don't know if somebody bought these online or actually found them at a thrift store, garage sale or something, but yard sale, who knows. But they're very cool, and they're papery, so you can cut them up and make things with them, tags or journal cards, or, you know, use it as a background and then put some decorations on top, ephemera, whatever. Beautiful, another beautiful bird here. And then this is one of the postcards I recently, excuse me, I recently brought home. Guess I need a drink here in a second. But I like the colors with this journal. Anything is possible. Cute little girl. I wish I could paint like that. As far as like you just wave the paintbrush and you have beautiful flowers, you know what I mean? That would be cool. And I don't know if I've been pointing out all the tabs, but lots of fabric tabs in here. Page from the book. This is a flip out kind of Franken page here. Let me show you. Kind of hard to even get the whole thing in here, but see, it's got all this side. It flips here. I sewed a piece of cardstock on here. This is a large playing card I put on here just for you to decorate and make into something. Wide open space there. And then this is also a Franken page. But when I sewed this on, I realized there was kind of like almost a little tuck spot here. So I tucked, this is the other, remember I said there, I thought there was another Berenstain Bears journal card in here. So here it is, made from the comic book. And then one of my index cards with its little daisy fabric there, yellow one. So yeah, that kind of exit, you can use that as you don't have to use it as a tuck spot, but I did, since I wanted to tuck as many things as I could in here. I tucked a couple of things right in that little spot right there, because it's sewn right here, and then you have a little opening. And then this is another playing card. That was a flag from Maria. She sent me some really cool, these are my birthday Happy Mail that she sent me. And I backed it with some white cardstock, so now you can write on the back, and it's a cute little fun tag. And then page from the book. And the other side of that page, remember the other side? Let's see, what did the other side fold out? See, the other side is like this. This was the front cover. This is how the whole thing was. There were no pages in here. It was just this that I got from the thrift store. I think this is how it was originally. So it was the cover like this, and then the other side of it is this back part here that folds out. Isn't that pretty? Here's the rest of your alphabet, and you've got all these. These are things you can make, you know, cross stitch. little flowers. Here's a butterfly. So a really fun little flip out there. But that's how that was. Here's the rest of the alphabet. So that was, I thought that was a real fun piece to put in here. And then that written on ledger, this is the other back half of it, and I have one of my index cards with some pieces sewn on there. This is actually sewn on. You can see the stitching on the other side. Some of them I glued on, but this one I sewed on. And then I left these receipts came on this ledger paper, so you can take the staples out if you want, or leave it on, whatever you want to do. And you can take these off and make things out of them, but I left them the way I got them. And here's the other side with that nice writing on it. And then a page from the book. And then this is the back cover of the desk cover. So this is the back cover of it. That's how it looks like. See, that's on the back of the book too. And I thought it looked nice with the colors here. And then I also did the same thing here. Let's see, let me take this out and tell you. I put a little piece of masking tape up here. You don't even hardly see it. If I didn't point it out, you probably wouldn't even notice it. But it's right there, and there's a little tear right there. So, and you can put, if whoever gets this wants to put something there, they can. But I did put masking tape on this side to make sure it didn't rip anymore. You know what I mean? And then I put another piece of that. This is the map wallpaper. I put a piece of that back here to help. You know, like I said, this is thick paper, but it's old. It's not brittle, but you know, I just didn't want it to like tear, so I figured this also protected the edges here with a nice strong wallpaper pocket. And then in here I have this was, I believe, a type of wrapping paper, and I cut it into, it was folded into this shape. So I just cut this, you know, these little rectangles out as, you know, kind of cut the folds off, and it turned into, you know, these cute little rectangles that you can craft with and do something with that, make whatever you want. And then a couple of note papers, the grocery list. This one says thoughts and ideas. And oh, here's another bigger piece of paper. Let me put that in first. So you can, this says Monday through Saturday. They didn't put Sunday on there. But it's kind of like little planner paper. But I like the colors and everything on here. So you can write on there or whatever you want to do. Note paper that I just showed you. And this is, of course, I had to put this in here when I found it. The stars here on this blue background. And this is actually wrapping paper. Isn't that perfect for this journal? Backed with some cardstock. And it's got a little silver string topper here. So I thought that was perfect for this journal. It's a nice big tag. Plus it's blue with the stars. So there you go. That is that one all done. When you see this video, it'll be in my shop. And if you have any questions, let me know. Here's the surprise goodie pack. But let me show you. You can see what you can see there. You can see what you can see. There's quite a few pieces in there, but you know, this should be pretty easy to mail because it's not too humongous like the doll journal. That's going to be harder to mail when I mail that one because that's a 3-inch spine. And actually, no, that one I didn't realize the spine was going to come out. I don't know why I didn't realize, but I didn't realize it was going to be so big. But that one is 3 inches. This is 1.5 inches. So that one's twice as big as this spine. That one has 3 signatures. This has 2 signatures. So this one will be less expensive because it has one less signature. And I didn't do a tassel on this one either to keep the cost down. So, I mean, it does, you know, cost for all those beads and buttons and things that we put into tassels. So if we don't do a tassel, then that helps to keep the price down. And yeah, I think this journal is beautiful without a tassel. I don't know. Something told me not to make a tassel for this one. I was getting ready to, and I was like, you know what? I don't think this one wants a tassel for some reason. So maybe somebody out there is sending me vibes that they don't want a tassel on this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.